2018 regular scheduled board meeting. We do have a quorum of our board members present. Ms. Diasis apologizes she can't be here with us tonight. Mr. Stansberry will lead us in the pledges, and Mr. Rector in the invocation.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Heavenly Father, we come at this hour to thank you again for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Father, we're so appreciative of all the good things in life that you allow us to enjoy because of your love and your grace for us. Father, come stand a special prayer for our staff and our students as we embark upon another year. We pray, Heavenly Father, that you just keep them in your keeping care. And then, oh God, we come stand a special prayer for this meeting right now. Pray and ask your blessings upon us as we go through this week. Give us the knowledge, give us the understanding that we need. And we ask this in Jesus' name. So for his sake we do pray. Amen.
Amen. The first item on our agenda is an information item. It's the recognitions for Board Appreciation Month. Mr. Kent?
For you gifts and presents from our students and staff. We truly appreciate the work that you do, not only the district, not only for the students, but also for the community. We know that it's a year-long commitment. Sometimes they feel many rooms, and we do appreciate you. So from the bottom of our hearts and of this district and community, we appreciate you.
Thank you. And I would like to say every year it's an honor to serve our community.
Yes, it is.
For many of us, for all of us. And it's such a joy to take these home and we get to see the works of our students and our staff. And we're so appreciative of the time and effort that we put into that. Thank you very much. And the next item on our agenda is our Panthers and Employees of the Month. That'll be presented by Mr. Kent and Mr. Mullins.
Our first Panther of the Month is from Flock Early Childhood. It is Gregoria Castillo Mendez III as their December Panther of the Month. He is the son of April Mendez and Gregoria Castillo. He is a first grader at Flock Early Childhood, In his spare time, he enjoys playing on his tablet with his siblings, Zane and Zayla, Tatiana, Jace, and Ascension. He likes school because he enjoys playing outside and he loves math. His goal is to become a football player when he grows up. He was selected as Panther of the Month because he is a dedicated, respectful, and helpful student. He works hard, does his very best in class, and is a great friend to his classmates. Flock Early Childhood is proud to have Gregory Castillo Mendez as their Panther of the Month. Congratulations. Keeper Elementary has selected Lusan Kun as their December Panther of the Month. He is the son of Joanna and Louis McElroy. He is a third grader at Keeper Elementary. In his spare time, he enjoys drawing and playing basketball. He likes school because he loves learning. His favorite subject is math because he wants to get smarter. He was selected as Panther of the Month because he is a hard worker, a great team player, and is very polite. In addition, he is always putting others' needs before his own. Keeper Elementary is proud to have Lucen Khan as their Panther of the Month. He has a good role model, Matt McElroy. He plays basketball. Okay, Panther of the Month. Charlie Marshall Elementary School has selected Caden Russell as their December Panther of the Month. He is a fourth grader at Charlie Marshall Elementary School. He is the son of Mr. and Mrs. Julio Rossel. He has one younger brother named Xavier. Caden has one cat, one hamster, and 2 parrots. His favorite hobby is jungle gym. His favorite color is green, and his favorite subjects in school are reading and science. When he grows up, he hopes to be a writer or a Walmart checker. He was selected as Panther of the Month because he's always very respectful and he always puts others first. We are very proud of his hard work and dedication. Please join us in congratulating Caden Rossel. He is one of the many bright stars we have at Charlie Marshall Elementary School. AC Blunt Middle School has selected Lila Smith as their December Panther of the Month. She is a 7th grader at AC Blunt Middle School. She is the daughter of Talina and Green Hill. She enjoys playing sports, especially basketball. Her favorite team is the Cleveland Cavaliers. When she's not playing sports, she loves to shop. Her favorite subject in school is reading, and her goal is to become a real estate agent when she grows up. She was selected as Panther of the Month because she's a dedicated student. She was nominated by her teachers because she always follows the rules, makes good choices, and is a very good example to her classmates. AC Blunt Middle School is proud to have Layla Smith as their Panther of the Month. Last but not least is Aransas Pass High School has selected Kendra Thompson for the December Panther of the Month. Kendra is the daughter of Stephanie Thompson and Jesse Jimenez. She enjoys golfing and fishing in her spare time. She loves taking care of her pet lamb, Emma. Her favorite subject is aquatic science. She plans on pursuing a career in the culinary arts and becoming a chef. She was selected as Panther of the Month because she is a dedicated student. She's always polite and displays good citizenship, a willingness to help in any situation, and kindness to others. Aransas Pass High School is proud to have Kendra as their Panther of the Month. Congratulations. Okay, now for the Employees of the Month for December. Fall, it's Naomi Navi.
No. Keyburger, it's Lucy O'Brien. Charlie Marshall is Jay Schmidt. AC Blunt is Rachel Harrelson. And again, last but not least is APHS Amanda Carr. Yes.
Again, congratulations to all our campers.
Congratulations to all our staff and students. It's always an honor to put you guys in the spotlight, and we appreciate you being here tonight. We understand everyone has school and class in the morning, so feel free to leave now. And we'll just take a few minutes. The next item on our agenda is an action item. The applicant selected to serve on the Board of Trustees Student Advisory Council is being presented by administration.
Right now we have Mr. Mr.
Welcome.
Thank you. We went through the application process, and the students applied, and teachers looked at the applications and made the choices, and we told most of them, we try to get them all here, but some of them, of course, weren't able to make it. But they do understand, because one of the papers they signed was about being here and for the meetings and so on. So we told them we were gonna present them and turn them over to y'all, and they were in good hands, so. I know I have Asa Behringer here tonight, junior, and Thomas Desma, junior, and Savannah Holland, freshman, that were able to come tonight. And I don't think I saw the others on the list. We have Adri Brudrick, is also a freshman. We had two from each class. Raiden Trotter and Jennifer Hall for 10th grade. We've got both juniors here. Liliana Hernandez and Callie Simpson will be our senior representatives.
Congratulations.
We use the same process for the representatives from AC Blunt. For 6th grade, we have Osvaldo Garcia and Mariah Falcone. For 7th grade is Raymond Williams and Madeline Izquierdo. And 8th grade is Jaden Stoken and Katie Woodall.
You want to wait till we get them all, or we'll let them pick them all? And we did tell them that the first meeting, the initial meeting, would be on February the 6th, and that goes with the timeline, and that's up to what y'all decide. But that's the way we presented
Okay.
it to them, and that would be the Tuesday before the board meeting of the next board meeting. And that's up to how that goes, whether you ask any representative to be here at that meeting or not.
Okay. Well, thank you, and to all the parents, just a little bit about background information. It's a program that we wanted to start this year in our school district to help students learn about what the school board does. They get to see their teachers in action and their administrators. But we wanted them to learn about public service and what we do as school board members within the school district. So to help them learn about public servantship and also create some leaders. So we'll have some future school board members. Thank you.
Pay is good.
I'd like to move that we approve the Student Advisory Council as presented.
Motion by Mr.
Second.
Stansberry, second by Mr. Rector. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
So we need to do.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Can we get a quick
Congratulations to all our
picture?
students. Absolutely.
Quick picture, guys, before you take off. Just everybody come up front.
Should we all? Okay. Stand up behind them. Students want to come a little bit closer and then back. We're gonna go? We'll come around to you guys. All right, thank you. Congratulations. The next item on the agenda is an information item. The board welcomes the public and its comments. This is a time for the board to stop, look, and listen. We don't have anyone signed up to speak. The next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. The minutes of the December 11th, 2017 regular board meeting and the December 14th, 2017 local board training were provided for the board's review. Do you have any comments or corrections?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Rector.
Second.
Mrs. Branch, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Excuse me, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
May I interject, for the students who have just participated with the advisory committee, we would like to make an announcement, so they may leave if they choose to. Or if they want to stay, definitely, you're very welcome.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to see the board in action tonight, or we can, as we have planned, start our program on February 6th.
Or you can go watch the national championship.
We are in competition with football tonight. Completely understand.
These are two more for us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We need paperwork. This is Braden Trotter. I'm sorry. And Liliana Hernandez. Two more on our, welcome aboard.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is an information item, the superintendent's report. The following reports were included for the board's review: the accounts payable report, the budget status and investment reports, and the tax collections. Did any board member have any questions or concerns regarding these reports?
Please, thank you.
The next item on the agenda is another information item. The tax collection report was provided for the board's review. This report is dated from December 2017.
25% collected, 95%. Deadline.
Because it's deadline.
It's coming up. The next item on the agenda is an action item. The financial audit will be presented by Mr. Michael Arnold. Hello, welcome.
I was missing a few of these, and thought I would just leave them. You may have mailed them, but I've had a lot of problems with the mail and
Yeah.
rock. Okay, first I just say our opinion letter is on page 1 through 3, and there's a lot of verbiage, but basically it just says that it's what's called an unmodified or clean opinion on the financials, which is what you want, which is, states that they're fairly presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles. And I'd like to go to page 17 and page 15 and 17 together. one thing I wanted to point out, after the end of the fiscal year, TEA adjusted your foundation amount for, I believe it was for changing the AD&A, what was they originally had. And so if you look here where on 2300 where it says unearned revenue, 921, that's what that is. So we had to back out that out of your revenue. What happens, they've given you the cash, but they're going to reduce future payments by that amount for 17 and 18. It's normal for them to adjust it. It happens every year, but this year was quite a large amount. It was $900,000. So I just wanted to point that out because the cash you have in the bank, 900,000 of that. I mean, they could ask for a check form, but I doubt it. Usually they just reduce the next year by their overpayment. But it was just something, they're constantly adjusting that. And I just wanted to point that out, that they hit you with that, after the end of the year. And if you go on page 17, has the first column is the general fund, and the fund balance went down by $960,000, and that's the reason that it went down, is because we had to reduce revenues by that $900,000. Otherwise, you were in line with everything. You just about broke even. But I wanted to point that out, because it isn't working. You never know what they're going to do. Sometimes they adjust it one way and sometimes the other. But I wanted to point that out. So at the end of the fiscal year, you had a fund balance of $6 million. And if you go back to page 15, I just want to show that some of that, the first column at the bottom, has been committed to construction, $1.2 million, equipment, $750,000. So even though you have a fund balance of $6 million, only 4.1 is what we call unassigned, or hasn't been designated for some purpose. And that $900,000 it has been backed out of there. So that's a good number.
900,000 that you're talking about is a function of our ADA that we reported?
Well, at the beginning of the year, you send in what you think the ADA is going to do. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. What happens is TEA has their own estimates, and they pay according to their estimates. We budget on our estimates, so the disconnect when the year is over, our estimate is, which is more the actual ADA, was like 112 students less than what they actually paid us for. We didn't earn it all. So at this point, it becomes a liability because they're not going to pay us again for that money. It's sitting in the bank earning interest. They're just going to say, we already gave you that cash. We're not going to give any more to you. You can use that in reserve.
Years ago, they adjust it every year. It's just, I think last year it was 300,000. It just hasn't been this amount in some time. Years ago, and it wasn't just this district, other districts, they were adjusting these things, 900, $1 million, whatever, routinely. And it was a real problem. In the last few years, it's been, a smaller amount. It hasn't been something that, to raise any concern, because they're constantly adjusting it. But, last year was 300,000, and this year was 900,000. It looks like they're back doing what they used to do years ago. It is caused a problem for a lot of school districts in the past because of these adjustments. They send you something at the end of the year and say, this is what we're adjusting it. We paid you according to our estimates, and then, you know, they just reduce your next year funding by that amount. But I have heard of them occasionally asking for a check, and that's real rare. For this amount, I wouldn't expect it.
So asking for a check like a recoupment.
Right. Right. But I've seen it happen in districts, but it's been a lot larger amount than this. And then on page 24, the notes to the financials begin, and this just provides additional detail, the numbers in the financial statements, gives a lot of, describes your accounting policies, gives breakdown of your capital assets, your bonds, things of that nature. It has a lot of information about your pension liability that's required to be in here. And then on page 44 is the budget is the actual numbers. And you can see the expenditures were about $844,000 less than budgeted. It was the revenue that took the big hit to bring you down to that 96. And then beginning on page 50 through 65, there's a breakdown of all your different funds, every individual fund of the school district. If anyone's interested in those particular funds, they're listed there with the financial statement. Then on page 66 and 68 are reports on internal control compliance that are required for keeping compliance with your grants. And there's a lot of verbiage here, but basically what they say is we didn't find any material weaknesses in internal control or any matters of non-compliance. So those are clean reports. And back on page 73 and 73 is the federal grants you received for the year was $2.1 million. And there's a lot of information on all the different accounts. I won't go through it unless somebody has a question, but there's information in here about just to if you have any questions about any items, there should be something in the notes or some additional detail there.
Does any board member have any questions or comments for Mr. Arnold?
Thank you for the job well done.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for quite a few years now.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you to Ms. Stansberry and our administration for keeping our finances in order. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is an information.
I'd like to get a motion to approve. I'd
Sorry.
like to get a motion to approve the financial report.
A motion by Mr. Mona. Second. Second by Mr. Galvan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is an information item. The board members' continuing education credit reports are available for the board's review. I'll read them out loud for public information. Patricia Branch, 17.5 hours. Adele Diasis, 9 hours. Victor Galvan, 3 hours. Veronica Johnson, 15.5 hours. John Molinax, 18.5 hours. David Rector, 3 hours. Terry Stansberry, 3 hours. As board members, we're required to have continuing education hours throughout the year. Unfortunately, with Harvey this year, we did cancel our normal weekend where we go to the Texas Association of School Boards convention, and that's what we do all weekend. We learn about our job as school board members. So with Harvey, we canceled that this year, but our school board members are dedicated to continuing to keep up with those hours. Mr. Kemp, do you have any other
I'm sorry.
information?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Do you have any other information?
I do not.
Any other board members? The next item on the agenda is an information item, the district inventory before and after Harvey. Mr. Kemp.
Yes, and what you have before you is the inventory list that we gathered from our inventory specialists of the items that we have within the district. And also you have the list from the principals of the missing items. Now, what we haven't done so far is to reconcile with every technology item that's on each campus. Therefore, we can determine exactly what is missing and what is not. So what we provided for you guys is a list of things that the district had inventoried and a list of missing items. And the next step will be to reconcile those two.
So we have a list of missing items as well, or just the items we have in our inventory?
You have the big list of all items inventory, and we have a list of the missing items. Now, the only campus that's not included in that is AC Blunt, because they still have things in storage. And those things are gonna have to be go through, make sure that they not only work, they're not moldy or anything along those lines. So, we're waiting on their particular list, once the campus is open. So again, we need to reconcile, to see exactly what is missing and what is, still located on campuses.
And so, if I understand correctly, this initial list that we have that's valued at over $300,000 was all of the items prior to Harvey that was part of our insurance.
Yes, and campuses. That's
Okay,
correct.
and it was on each campus.
That's correct.
Okay.
So now we need to go back and inventory all the items that are on campus, so we can determine exactly what is missing. We're thinking from the classrooms, teachers kind of know what they have, but it still could be missing an iPad here or laptop there, so we want to make sure that we have a true account of what it is.
And what was damaged in the storm and was unrepairable or unrefurbishable.
That's
And
correct.
so those things will be claimed on as part of our insurance.
Yes.
Any other questions? I noticed that the list was mostly IT equipment, computers, iPads, but then on the list of things that are missing, it's a multitude of things, from a pair of scissors to a rug to an iPad.
Exactly. And most of that is, again, we're not sure if it was damaged through the storm itself, as
Okay.
far as moldy, wet. I know we did expose to some rugs in classrooms,
Right.
but we have those ordered, moving forward in that direction.
Absolutely. We have our little ones at the elementary campuses, and those reading rugs are very important, so definitely want to replace those. And so items like that are already on order.
That is correct.
Correct.
That is correct.
Any other questions or comments? For public information, we're just trying to be diligent about, what was in the classrooms, what needs to be replaced and was damaged by the storms, what can be claimed on our insurance policy. So it is quite a job for everyone, and we appreciate, the administration and the staff taking care of these things for us. The next item on the agenda is an action item. It's the appraisal calendar and list of appraisers, which was included for the board's review.
What you have is, every administrator goes through their T-test training, and they have to pass. That will make them a legitimate appraiser of teachers. And what you have is the observation calendar. And on the back side of that page, or the next page, we have a list of appraisers.
So for public information, the following appraisers have been approved by the board as teacher supervisors and/or second appraisers: Mark Kemp, Chris Johnson, Shelley Dominguez, Wayne Bennett, Derek King, Naomi Freeze, Rachel Harrelson, Jason Mansfield, Jim Smith, Brian O'Brien, Jeremy Sagert, and Jody Aldesepa. Any other questions or comments by the board? Do I have a motion to approve? Motion by Mr. Richter.
Second.
Second by Mr. Mullinax. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is an overnight trip request. The Aransas Pass High School National Junior ROTC has requested permission to attend a 5-star drill meet at Decaney High School in Houston, Texas, leaving Aransas Pass High School on January 19th and returning to Aransas Pass High School on January 20th.
Of course, I believe this is a yearly trip with the JROTC. Again, we're very proud of them. We don't think that they'll go down and provide any type of true support to win the big trophy and bring it back home.
Yeah, and Commander Niexo gave me a little bit of information, said this, usually they have 2, maybe 3 chances to get to state, but this is the only one due to the storm, and I think he said Ray didn't hold any meet this year, so they go to Decaney and compete, and this will be whether they go to state or not. So they have 28 cadets going.
Very important. Correct.
Make a motion to approve.
I second.
Motion by Mr. Stansberry, second by Mrs. Branch. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And good luck to them.
Yes.
I'd just
They'll
like
be in
to
our thoughts and prayers.
comment, we've talked about this before, but just for public information, that I think our GRTC has been here for like 12 years, and of that 12 years, 11 of those years, they qualified for state. And out of the state competition, out of all the schools in Texas, there's probably 28 schools to go to the whole state, and we've qualified, for 11 straight years to do that. So we're looking for another qualification from this year, and wish them good luck.
Very proud of them.
So they can go compete again and keep that record going.
Absolutely. The next item on the agenda is an action item. Yes, that was good. To consider and approve the offer to purchase tax sale property as presented by administration and the APISD tax attorneys. This information was included for the board's review. We do have one tax sale property. For public information, it's an offer in the amount of $525.
North 12th Street.
Yes, sir. North 13th. Aransas Pass ISD will receive $288.46.
And that was
Get anything. Nothing.
We won't get
Back on the
anything.
tax roll. We'll be back on tax
It'll
roll.
be back on
Back
tax
back on
rolls,
the
yeah.
tax roll.
I'll make a motion to approve tax sale property.
Motion by Mr. Mullinax, second by Mrs. Grant. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is an information item. This is a time set aside for any board member to address any topics for future meetings. Discussion of old business should be listed as a separate item on the agenda in order to comply with the Open Meetings Act. Mr. Kemp, do we have another date for AC Blunt?
We were just talking about that earlier. We're still looking at the end of January. Again, we're hoping that people will grab it out of the hat and get us in there a few days soon.
Maybe we could add on the agenda for an update on the construction of the new facilities, because I know they're behind, the last I heard was 40 days behind, and so we're going to be further behind. To get an update on that by next meeting, maybe we can have that as well, so we have a better idea of what we do, if we're going to be open for business next year in those schools or not.
Our bond projects, the gym and the elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe the gym at AC Blunt was open today for practice, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We're using the facilities. It's good news.
Good news, yeah.
So we're
We'll-
sure.
It's a start.
We'll be able to use the gym for the Rangers past youth basketball this coming weekend too as well.
Yes.
So, good news. The next item on the agenda is an action item for the board to convene an executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code 551.001, concerning any and all purposes permitted by the Act, Section 551.074, 551.071, 551.082, 552.0821, 551.083, and 551.029. It is now 7:41 and we'll convene the executive session. It's now 8:05 p.m. and we'll now reconvene into open session. Do I have a motion to approve the new hires and resignations?
So motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Galvan, a second by Mrs. Branch. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And a special congratulations to Jody.
Yes.
Vice